should have told me, you should have told me that. I would have warned you, I would have warned you.
You're watching Tools for Talent on TFT TV. I'm your host, Cheryl Martinez, and today my featured guest is Justine Strut. Welcome to the show, honey.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. I'm honored to have you on the show. As you guys already know, Tools for Talent is about providing tools, tips, and advice for aspiring talent so they can get started in the entertainment industry. So I wanted to bring Justine on because she got started at such a young age. At 16 years old, she was already on tour with Don Omar as one of his, lead backup dancers?
Yes, I did a video with him at 16.
Wow, that's amazing. And then, but you did tour with other artists after that as well, right?
I haven't been on tour. I've only danced for artists. I've danced for Don Omar, Madonna, Drake, and Zara Larson.
Wow, Madonna and Drake too?
Yes.
Wow, so out of all those artists that you've worked with, which would you say was your favorite artist?
I would say Madonna, definitely.
Yeah?
I grew up listening to her music, and that was definitely, she's huge. It's Madonna.
Yeah, of course, it's Madonna. But so tell us a little something about working with her. What was that like, working with Madonna?
I always tell people, it's exactly what you'd expect. She walked in the room, and she goes, "None of you guys better sweat on me."
What?
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's hysterical.
And we just all cheered.
That's hysterical. Better sweat on me. Well, doesn't she expect her dancers to work really hard? And dancers are gonna sweat if they're working it out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure she was probably joking with a little bit of seriousness, but it's
I could kind of hear her voice with the sass kind of saying it too. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. And what about Don Omar? Tell us a little something about him.
Don Omar was awesome. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to talk so much because I don't speak Spanish.
You kidding me? Aren't you Latina?
Yes.
What's
so
your
bad.
background?
I am Puerto Rican, Dominican, and Cuban. And yes, I don't speak Spanish. It's really
Not
bad.
a little bit?
Very little.
Wow.
Very little.
Why not?
Just no one ever spoke it to me growing up. Now they do. They expect me to know it now.
I hear you. I'm Spaniard, Puerto Rican, Italian, and Irish, and because my parents didn't know Spanish, I didn't grow up speaking it as well. But then I went and lived in Spain for a while and forced myself to fully immerse, and I got pretty fluent while living there. But so I can relate. I understand.
Yeah.
But anyway, backing up. So tell us what it was like now with Don Omar. You were saying
it was awesome. I mean, just to see how much work. That was my first music video and experience on set. So just to see, how long the hours are, how much work it takes, and just, he's there as long as us. It's not like he's in his trailer or anything. He's on set the whole entire time.
I know music videos can be 15 hours at minimum.
And he was doing 2 in 1 that day.
Yeah.
So it was pretty intense.
Yeah.
But
so what was your role in that video?
I was one of his principal dancers. It was kind of crazy. We were learning choreography on set, and it was just amazing to be so young. It was my 16th birthday, and
it was on your birthday.
Yeah.
How cool is that? Best birthday ever.
Yes, I said it's better than having a sweet 16.
Yeah, that's true, right? F the sweet 16.
Right.
Go perform with Don Omar.
Right.
Right. That's amazing. I mean, to get booked for something that huge, that mainstream at 16 years old is really, really impressive. I know that most people try to break into the industry, a little bit later, and then so to get your big break that young is just so inspiring, and I bet that catapulted you from there.
Yes, it was really amazing. I mean, I was just hoping that my mom would let me skip school to be in the video.
And what about Drake? Tell us about working with him.
Drake was really awesome. I mean, I was actually surprised at how down to earth he was. I performed with him on SNL. And it was cool because, SNL is all about being funny. So it was
it must have been a blast.
Yeah, it was a skit called Drake's Beef, and they were just kind of spinning off of, his tracks that he has, going off on other people. But I mean, he was super cool,
Drake's
down to
Beef.
earth.
Do you remember any of what they were about?
It was somebody sat down and moved his hat. It was stupid stuff like that, and he was making all these raps about you moved my hat or you took my water bottle or whatever with the cast.
Were the raps that he was doing just off the cuff?
No, they had pre-recorded the song. Yeah.
All right.
They remade one of his tracks. But it was super awesome, and he, introduced himself, and the whole time he was super just down to earth.
Yeah, isn't it surprising too, like how when you work with some really big artists, how humble they can be and like they could come right up to you. That reminds me, like I did a Beyonce music video, If I Were a Boy, and she actually told like one of the crew members to bring me over to her. I was playing like opposite her as the cop. We were both like rotating, being like the cop in the car, and she told the crew to bring me over to her, and she said, "Hey, I wanted to meet you."
That's
and I was
awesome.
just like,
yeah, those moments, it's like,
I'm
really?
like, Beyonce, I'm like, like have inspired me to do music, blah, blah. And it just like, it was such a beautiful moment. Like I'll never forget like how nice it was when they're so humble.
Right, right.
So being what you've worked with all these artists, there's obviously experiences as well too where maybe they weren't as humble. Did you ever come into a situation like that where you felt like they were just being too diva or too something that just kind of turned you off a little bit on set?
To be honest, I've been lucky. I haven't had like any major.
Be honest.
No, I am. I've nothing crazy. Like the worst it's been, which isn't even bad, is just they're just very standoffish, or to themselves or with their entourage. So I've never had like someone like really like crazy. Mm-hmm. Thankfully, hopefully.
Good. Yeah. So far.
Yeah.
That's great.
I think that would make that would actually make me sad because when you're inspired by someone and you're getting to work with them, that's the worst thing you could see.
Yeah, no, you're right. So why don't you tell aspiring dancers how you got booked for that at 16 years old, and if they want to start at a really young age, what steps should they take to gain opportunities that are really big like that?
I mean, for me, I got that opportunity. I was someone found me in my local dance school in the Bronx and, hired me to be in this video. So I got very lucky being at the right place at the right time. But later on, with other gigs, I got with a dance agency that I auditioned for, and they sent me on auditions. And even then, I mean, that's just part of the work. Like, you have to do so much work. You have to get the audition, book the audition, do your research. It's a lot of work.
Yeah. And I think as a dancer, one of the hardest things is probably not having steady income, not knowing how many gigs you're doing each week. Because you could go on like 20 auditions in 1 week and just have nothing but unpaid auditions that week without any bookings. But then maybe you'll have like 5 shoots back to back the next couple of days. So you need to be able to be so versatile and so, just keep your schedule just open here or there, able to just multitask and not really need a sense of routine in your life.
No, definitely. And I think also the biggest lesson I've learned is the work never stops. No matter how big of a job you've gotten, it always ends. You always go back to auditioning, and there could be another 3 months that you haven't booked a job or whatever it is. But the work never stops. I still go to class, even if I've danced with Madonna. I still, try to get better and learn more and just be as versatile as I can.
Yeah. What are your favorite styles to dance?
Well, I grew up as a hip hop and salsa dancer,
so
I do, that's like home. But I love like African dancing. It's just, it's a whole nother style, and it comes from culture. So that's something I really enjoy, and it's a great workout as well.
Yay.
And I want to be as versatile as I can, like popping or waving, or not that I'm a waver or popper, but all those styles, they interest me as just like being more diverse.
Yeah, I think that's great advice for a dancer. I've noticed that the more different styles of class I take, even if it's not like my favorite style, but if I try it, it actually makes me a better freestyle dancer.
Yes.
Because you gain like little inspiration and you just move your bodies in different ways that you might not have moved before, and it just enhances your overall persona as a dancer and your ability and your own creativity to be able to just, grow as an artist, right?
Yes,
so that's
absolutely.
definitely great advice to just, no matter how good you get, no matter who you're performing with, you want to keep taking class, you want to keep trying styles and different styles of dance that you haven't done before.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
What else would be another couple like key tips and pointers for aspiring dancers, for dancers who want to make a living as a dancer, who really want to pursue the dance industry professionally?
Number one, I would say just don't give up. Unfortunately in this industry, there's a lot of no's, or even, you go to an audition, you're nervous, people are like, all right, we have to go, and there's a lot of pressure. Even if you've been on many auditions here. No, keep going, because, you know, your break will come.
Yeah.
Always, again, do the work. Be in class. Try to learn as much as you can. Be as versatile as you can. Take different teachers. Take classes that make you uncomfortable. Because if you're comfortable, I mean, yeah, you can learn, but you're trying to learn what you don't know.
And how do you deal with the pressure and of the rejection and just, you know,
I mean,
being at the auditions in general, how stressful that can be when you're surrounded by tons of dancers and they have you, you know, learn the routine in 5 seconds and then perform it in front of a ton of people, and then like,
no,
you know,
it is crazy, and it's a lot of pressure. And I'm a person, I get very nervous, and I've had good auditions, I've had bad auditions, I've blanked on the choreography.
The nerves are kind of inevitable, right? Like they're gonna come. So
you just gotta try to be
have to
positive,
embrace them,
relax.
Right? Like nerves, I see you, you're here, I accept you. Now leave me the F alone, right?
Right. It's like if you know what you're doing, that's the best advice, because then your nerves will at least be a little. I was just helping out with an audition for my agency this week, and it was like so inspiring but heartbreaking, because you want everybody to win, you know. And they started with the typecast, and that's another thing. It's like that day you could have just worn too much makeup, or you know, so
you're just having a bad hair day.
Right. Exactly. So I just, as focused as you can be.
You got your period bloat.
Right, it could be anything. You're having a bad day.
Everyone who has their period you're gonna be typecasted right out. No, I'm joking, obviously, but still, no. The typecast can be rough, right? Because you don't even know what is it that you did or didn't do,
and you don't know what they're looking for. So it is. Just stay positive.
Yeah, and that's why you can't let it bother you, because again, it's not that you weren't good enough for the role or didn't have the right, you know, criteria. You just weren't. They needed a certain look. Maybe they needed to cast someone at this height and this ethnicity and that height and that ethnicity for whatever reasons that are unknown, right? So you just try not to take it personally. Love yourself. And know that you did the best you could, so you don't really have any regrets going out there, and then take everything as a learning experience as well from there.
Exactly.
But another thing that I wanted to talk about was your experience on America's Got Talent.
Oh yeah, that was really
I actually
awesome.
don't know like what you did for it.
Well, once they do their live shows, they hire dancers for the talent. So that was my first live show. So to see how it works, you know, is pretty awesome, because in between commercial breaks, you're doing quick changes, the set's changing, and, you know, you're hoping that everything is going as it's planned in rehearsal. So I was dancing for one of their talents. Her name was Alondra Santos. She was a Hispanic singer. And it was awesome. We got to dance to one of Selena's songs. And yeah, it was so cute. And even her, she was so nervous. And we're supporting her, like, it's okay, you're going to get through this. We all have your back. Yeah, so it's great to be a part of it. You see all the emotions, the up and down. It's like...
Because that's, like, serious pressure. Like, talk about pressure. Like, an audition is nothing compared to, I'm sure, the pressure that,
and it was in Radio City Music Hall. So, like, the amount of people there, it's just like...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow. So while you were on set, did that feel different being on like a set like that versus a music video or some of the other projects you've done?
Absolutely, because it's live, so you only have one chance. With music videos, you're able to tape over and over and over. So it's like, you have to know what you're doing, you have to be on your mark. If you're a little off your mark, you could get hurt by a set or a person, or you just have to be on it. Because we only have one shot, it's live, and that's it. Like, that's all you get. Yeah. So it's definitely even more pressure.
Would you say, like, any really good networking opportunities came out of doing these jobs, out of, like, being on the set of SNL or America's Got Talent or any of the music videos?
Absolutely.
How did you leverage that networking?
You get to meet other dancers, choreographers, you know, create a relationship. But for me, one of my favorites was I did a show called The Get Down on Netflix, and I met Giancarlo Esposito. I think I'm pronouncing it right. He's from Breaking Bad, and I was just such a fan of Breaking Bad, so I was like, oh my God, it's him.
Yeah, who hasn't seen Breaking Bad?
Right, you know, and he approached me and was just telling me how professional I was and how he noticed, and we exchanged info, and I email him for advice on you know, whether it's like acting classes or so, you know, things like that.
And he wrote back?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
How long did it take him to write back?
honestly, I expected months. It was probably like a week or two. It wasn't even crazy, you know? So it's like moments like that, or even when people remember you. I just did Lip Sync Battle, and Taraji P. Henson was on it.
You did Lip Sync Battle?
Yes.
Oh my God, that must have been so fun. That show, I have to say, is really entertaining.
It's great because it's also funny. Like, you're doing this whole serious thing, and it is serious, but like, it's all for comedy at the end. But
like, you can tell the people who are doing that are people who are just really fun, outgoing, down-to-earth people that are just doing it seriously just to have a good time.
And
so the energy there is probably just like insane.
It's amazing. They're doing it for charity, and we did a live show, a Michael Jackson special, so we were able to recreate his videos. Like, we did Smooth Criminal, which was, my God, how, like, we felt like we were in the video, you know. So it's great. And then
I have to see this.
It's
okay,
awesome.
you guys go look this up. Go look this up.
But I saw Taraji there, and she remembered me from Empire, and I was just like, oh my God, wait, is this real right now? So it's like, you never know who's watching or who's going to remember you, or it could be the smallest role you have in the corner. I mean, I only did one episode, so I didn't expect.
One episode of Lip Sync?
Of Empire.
Of Empire, okay. Tell us about Empire. What was your role on Empire?
They had a girl group called Mirage à Trois, and I was
I remember that. I've seen every single Empire episode. Obviously, being in the music industry, I'm sure you can understand.
Yes.
But, and, wow, so do you think that you might get another shot at Empire in the future?
I mean, I don't know. So far, the girl group is like expanded, so I don't know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Did you make any contacts while you were there that maybe you could try to like finagle your way back in another season?
I mean, I was definitely able to meet great people, but I don't know. I just never
fingers
say
crossed,
never.
Fingers crossed that we see you on a future season of Empire, right? Whoever's watching, get this girl back on the show. All right, so did I mention all of your biggest moments in your career?
Yes.
Okay, great. Wow, we covered it all. Amazing. So what's in store for you next? Like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? What can we expect from you?
I definitely want to gear into acting. You know, Empire was my first like TV show, and my character had a role and everything, and so I want to kind of go in that direction. Always sticking to dancing still, and singing is a part of me, and I just want to be as versatile as I can. You know, a triple threat.
So what have you done so far with your own music? So I know that you're creating some original music.
Yes, I've put out 2 singles. One was called Enough. The second is called Monster. I'm independent, so I've been doing everything myself, which is great because I'm able to direct my video, produce it, and have full control, which, you know, sometimes you're not able to do that. So even though it's harder and a lot of work, I'm able to have everything specifically how I want it.
Yeah. There's definitely, I think, pros and cons to that as well. And you very nicely highlighted the pros. I won't get into the cons of having to produce and direct your own music videos. That's just so stressful. But you're right, because then you get to have your vision and bring your creative vision to life exactly how you want it, like you said, which I guess makes it all worth it, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does. And I'm very specific, so I know what I want and how I want it, and if it's not that way, I'm not gonna like release it, or it won't come, like, this is not gonna be finished until it's the right way.
Sure. So you have a music video out for both singles right now?
Yes.
All right, well, you guys better be sure to go check out her music videos.
Yes.
All right, so I'm really excited to see what's what's in store for us in your future. I'm sure we'll see you on tour with more big name artists, and hopefully back on a future season of Empire. And I can't wait to watch your music videos and hear all the new songs that you put out soon. And maybe we could even collaborate on a song together one day. Maybe we'll even do a fun pop duet or something, right? It's just pop, the genre that you do mostly?
It's kind of pop, EDM-ish.
Yeah, perfect. That aligns with my work.
Awesome.
Right.
Well,
all right, guys. So, again, you're watching Tools for Talent on TFT TV. I'm your host, Cheryl Martinez. Today, I interviewed Justine Strut, and make sure you go check out her music and her videos. And thank you again so much for being here. It was a real pleasure interviewing you today. And you guys, I just want to remind you to go to toolsfortalent.com/TV if you're interested interested in being on the show, or if you know somebody else you think would be great for the show, we're looking to interview all different types of featured guests, everywhere from industry veterans to social media stars, and celebrity guests, just pretty much anyone who wants to share their story with aspiring talent worldwide, and just provide tips, tools, and advice to help build your career. And that's exactly what Justine did for us today, and we're so thankful and so appreciative. And good luck to all you aspiring dancers out there, and I'm sure you can hit up Justine on social media, and she'll pay it forward and answer any questions that any of you guys may have. So thanks for watching, guys. It's your host, Cheryl Martinez. Thank you so much for watching the show. Tools for Talent is all about giving back. We want to share tools, tips, and advice for aspiring talent worldwide. If you're looking to break into the industry and you don't know where to get started, come to toolsfortalent.com and we will help you every step of the way. So right now, TFT TV is the platform where we feature all different types of celebrities, from industry veterans to social media stars, who want to share their story and provide tools, tips, and advice to help you guys build your careers and to not have to struggle as much along the way. So that's the point of the show, and I hope you guys love it. Like I said, be sure to subscribe to our channel, youtube.com/toolsfortalent, and I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm your host, Cheryl Martinez, and today my featured guest is J.W. Cortez. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. Nice to see you.
I'm honored to have you. J.W. is an award-winning actor, guys, and a former Marine. Thank you for your service.
You're very welcome. Very welcome.
Oh my God. When did you serve?
Like most of my counterparts, I went right after high school in 1993, and I thought it would just be like this temporary thing, do my first 4 years and kind of get out and then re-examine where I was in life. But I wound up serving nearly 13 years.
13 years?
13 years, yeah. Wow. And so, fast forward from 93 to 2003, it was when I found myself deploying to the invasion of Iraq. And I say that was like my epiphany moment. 10 years of training for war. The test had finally arrived in the form of Iraq. So to deploy and to lead Marines and then to come back home, I don't know if I would be where I am today had I not had that sort of experience.
Wow, wow.
So, yeah.
How would you say that experience changed you?
Number one, it kind of slaps you in the face and says, hey, number one, life is really short. Mm-hmm. It could end at any given moment. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have total loss of control in that decision. And if you have dreams, if there are things you want to accomplish and attempt in life, then there is no better time than the present moment. And so it taught me to stop putting things off for next week, next month, next year, and to really redirect my energy and say, okay, all I really have then is the now, is this moment right here between us.
Very well said.
And so that's probably the biggest takeaway.
And that kind of advice is so powerful. It can be applied to any aspect of your life,
anything,
and any person, in any field of any career.
Absolutely. And I find that there's a lot of similarities when you speak with people who have beat cancer, or who were in really horrific car accidents or train accidents. You come out of there with this really, intimate understanding that life is so fragile, So.
Wow. So, I'm just a little taken back.
Heavy,
But again, just really empowering. And thank you again for just inspiring us.
It's important. I think words are powerful, and when they don't feel good, we know. Mm-hmm. But when they feel good and they keep us going, I think that's when they're really powerful. And so, to me, I've said many times in many of my other interviews that I put down the machine guns and the bullets, and now words are my ammunition, as an actor especially.
Well, let's lighten the mood a little bit. You know, let's talk about how we met.
Sure.
So, JW and I actually met on the set of Giovanni Polanco's music video. What was it called again?
Cómo funciona el amor? How love functions.
Yes, and that was a beautiful music video. It was very well done.
It was very well done, and got to work with some really amazing talent.
That was my first time playing a mom, actually. Like, I kind of felt a little insulted when I booked the role because it was the first time I ever booked something that wasn't like, the sexy girl in the video.
Sure. Well, there's sexy moms too.
Well, yeah,
so.
no, you know what I mean, though. But then I got to work with this talented guy, and I have to say that was an interesting moment for me because that was the first time I ever had to kiss another man on set, like on camera, a man that wasn't my boyfriend. Right. And my first time ever getting proposed to was by you.
It was a big music
my first proposal in my life. So thank you for asking me to marry you, for getting down on one knee.
Thank you. You
and
said
using
yes.
my ring to give to me.
Yeah.
No, but but like I said, but for those reasons, like that music video will always have like a very wonderful, huge memory in my heart.
Same with me. I think it was a lot of firsts for me too. Sometimes you go into these projects, you don't know what to expect, and you hope for the best, and sometimes it doesn't work out that way, but sometimes it does. And what you do is you end up creating a really beautiful memory and some lifelong friends. Yeah. So I'm thankful for that experience.
We had fun. We had good chemistry. Everything went smoothly. It was a smooth shoot, fun shoot.
No divos or divas.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Thank God.
Yeah, so check out that music video, guys. Yes. Go check us out. Justin and Giovanni Polanco's Cómo funciona el amor.
El amor.
Okay, so now, since then, I don't even know how many years ago that was. That was a long time ago. Yeah. But since then, your career has catapulted. In fact, like I'm actually a huge Gotham fan, I gotta say. I've seen every season except for the last because these past couple months have been really, really crazy for me. But I am planning on seeing it. It's been recorded in my DVR for months now. But yeah, so I'm very familiar with Detective Alvarez.
Detective Alvarez,
yes,
yeah. I mean,
Detective Alvarez.
It's interesting, right? I went into, like every other New York actor, I'm always auditioning for things, and sometimes you go into an audition and you kind of know when it doesn't go well, and other times you go in and you're like, man, I really felt good for me. Like I went in there and I executed exactly what I wanted to do with this.
Best feeling, right?
It's the best feeling, because even if you don't book it, that's okay.
Yeah, you know you gave it your all.
Yeah, and the casting director will say, you know what? That was really good, probably the best I've seen all day, and I'll bring him back for something else. And I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me in my career. So that's kind of what happened with Alvarez. I went in, I did my thing, and I disappeared. I jumped on an airplane, took my family down to Puerto Rico. We were on an island called Culebra. Culebra is right off the coast, eastern coast of Puerto Rico.
I have family in PR too.
It's just one of the most exotic, beautiful places on earth, and I'm biased. But that's where we received word that we had, booked the show, and I had no idea who Alvarez was.
I'm a monster.